Hi everybody, it's Isabel here. Welcome to art class again. Hope you're all doing well, and we're starting a new project about masks today. And this is a mask, it's just made of printer paper, and I'm going to show you some techniques that I've used on this mask that you could use and ways to experiment. And I just wanted to say about masks that they're an interesting thing because you can wear them to disguise yourself, or to frighten someone or to make someone laugh, but you can also put them on the wall and just have them as a really beautiful piece of artwork. And the thing I love about just using white paper is that you can create all these lovely textures, and the white paper creates all these shadows when you manipulate it and layer it. And so I added hair and leaves and eyelashes, and you can add lots of things dangling off it. I could have added more three-dimensional things, and I'm hoping that once I've shown you these techniques, you'll go away and experiment. So the first thing you need to do in this project is just make a basic mask. And I've sent out to your families an email with a link to how to make this mask, which is fun too, and it shows you all the steps. It's meant to be a witch, but it could also, I think the nose looks a bit like an eagle or something. But on that web page comes with a basic template for a mask, and that's what we need for the white mask that we're going to make. So if you could ask your family to help you print out this mask template from the website. It also comes with these pieces, which you can print out if you want to make his mask, which you're welcome to do. It's a fun project. But today I'm going to show you how to make this white mask, okay? So once you've printed this out, it's good to do it on a bit of card, because it just makes it a little stronger. Then you're going to cut it out using your scissors like this. And then I just want to show you some techniques for cutting out the eyes, which can be really handy. So I'm just going to sit down to do that. So to cut the eyes out, if you have it on something like a cutting board, maybe from your kitchen, or a piece of wood, and then you put your scissors in the middle and just poke it in carefully, poke it in like that. So I've got a hole now, okay? Then I'm going to put my scissors in and cut to the edge of the eye. And then go around the edge of the eye like this, okay? Then you do the same on the other side, and the same with the mouth. The nose, we're just going to cut around here. So just carefully poke you and go around the nose like that. This is where your nose can poke out. Then you do your mouth and your eye. Then you need to cut these slits just to the end of the line, okay? Then when you've cut all of those, what you need to do is we're going to shape the mask. This is what it's going to be like when we've followed the instructions on that. Picture. Yeah. So you've got your nose flat, but to get this sort of shaping of the mask, that's what these little lines are for here. You need some, a glue stick is good for this, or you can use a stapler. But you need to, we're going to cross over these slits like this and put the glue underneath there. So then you cross over like that, and then you need to hold it for a minute while it sticks. You can even put a paper clip there or something to hold it. And you're going to go all the way around this mask and do the same. And when you've done all of those, you'll get this shape. And now it will fit around your face, will fit in here, and your nose will come out here. At this point, it might be good to punch some holes just near the eyes if you are planning to wear it. But it could also just hang on the wall. So now you're ready to start adding some of the texture and things. So I'm going to show you some techniques. Paper. One thing that's good is if you can borrow a knitting needle or a pencil. I'm going to show you how to make curls first. So you need like just a strip of paper, and I'm just using computer paper for this. I've got a pile of computer paper here, and we're going to make lots of some curls, which are great. I've used those in the hair here. I've also done some tighter curls around the mouth area here, and I did some bouncing out of the nose, and also yeah, over here by the eye. I did lots of layers. I got quite carried away with the hair. I could have done the hair longer, and so maybe you could do that. You could even do a curly beard. So I've got my strip ready here, and I just took my paper, and I got my scissors, and I cut strips like this. I didn't bother with a ruler or anything. Just cut your strips out. You can do them different widths. There's two ways of doing this. For the hair, I wanted the curls to be sort of more relaxed. One way of doing that is if you get your scissors and you have them like that. You don't want really sharp scissors. These children's scissors are great for this because you know you're not going to cut yourself. And then you put the paper on the scissor like that, and your thumb, and you hold it, and you kind of pull the paper through. And that's how you get like a nice loose curl, which is good if you're going to use hair. You want to use it for the hair. And then you start sticking them on and kind of layering the pieces on. To do a tighter curl, that's where a knitting needle is quite good. What you need to do is wrap it around the knitting needle like this. Tricky bit's getting started. You just have to tuck the end in like that. And then wrap it around the knitting needle really tight. Or something like a chopstick would work well, or it's like a wooden skewer or something from the kitchen. And then keep going, wrapping it. Okay, and then carefully take it off like that, pull it off. And then you just want to let it open out a little bit. Okay, can everyone see that? Let's put it down. So you've got that little curl there, and then you can start sticking them on. So for these curls, I use a little bit of wet glue for this one. So I might do them at the corners of the eyes. So put a dot there and add that there. Okay. So that's curls. The next thing I was going to show you is how to make these long pieces that you can add on. This is quite a fun thing to do. Again, you want a long piece of paper. So I'm going to cut a long piece of paper. And you fold it in half, and in half again, and in half again. Then, get my pen, I sort of draw my shape on how I want it. So for this circle one, you need something that joins it from this side. That's my circle. Okay. This is really important that this goes off the fold. Okay, then we're going to cut around it here. And then when you open it out, so these pieces are what joins it together and this is what makes the connection between the shapes. And you open it out, and you've made a big long streamer that then you can start adding onto your mask if you like. But you can do different shapes. So on this one, on my mask, I made stars, different stars, but you could do different shapes. Oh, I did a heart one over here. And you can do the strip quite thin and it looks like string if you want to, okay? Hopefully that's giving you lots of ideas for these different shapes, and they look great when they're all together. So you could hang those off the face. Then I was going to show you some fringing techniques like this. So it's a strip again, and fringing's great because like here I did fringing on the eyelashes, are kind of curled under there. I also did this kind of flower thing sticking out here. So I'll show you how to do that next. So if I was making some eyelashes, I might take this and I just want to get that curve right in there. So I got my pen and I might just do a line, a curved line in there. Give myself an idea of the curve. So I've got a curve there, so that I can cut my piece of paper on the correct kind of curve. You can do them as long as you like, really fancy. Then I'm going to cut into it, but not all the way through, a bit like I've done here. So I've got the fringing, but I've cut into it, but not gone all the way to the edge. So then cut your eyelashes in, but finish about there. So I haven't gone all the way up to the edge, because otherwise it would fall apart. So then work out which way you want to curl it. So it's going to go like that. So I want it to go like. So then you get your scissors, again, a bit like you were making the big curls, and you do the same thing. You put the paper on the scissor, and then you've got your thumb, and you take it across the scissor until it's curling. You see how it's curling up? The trick is not to rip it. So I'm not holding it too hard. That's how you curl the eyelashes up. I mean, it doesn't have to be eyelashes. You could also use this technique and put fringing all over your mask. It's just another thing. And then that's going to stick around the eye like that. So then I put a bit of glue on there. Put a little bit of this glue around here. Kind of folding it as I stick it on so that it sticks out a little bit, which is a good technique. Okay. So there's my eyelash, that fell off. Put that back there. Okay, so then I'll probably do another one for the other side. You can also, the same thing, this is this long strip and I've cut into it and make a kind of rosette. So I took the strip and I put the fringing into it, like I did the eyelash, and then I roll it up like this. Quite tightly. So you're starting to see that you've got this flower happening in the middle, or it could be a tree or something organic. So then, and then you can splay it out. You stick this here so that it stays. It might be a bit long, that, so I could trim the end off. And then work on making it stick out a little more. Okay. And then I could stick that somewhere. It could go on the edge of the eye, or on the chin, or on the head. Okay, so that's another technique. The other one I wanted to show you was how I did these leaves. So I've got these leaves kind of sticking out like this, and they've got like a fold in them. And so I'll show you how to do that. So you can always draw your shape out first that you're thinking about adding to your mask. So if I was doing a leaf like this shape, cut that out. Then we're going to use the scissors again, and I'm just going to score a line down the middle. But I don't want to make any holes in the paper, so it's just lightly. And that helps you, it'll fold for you there nicely. And then I kind of pinch one end and then add that on. So that's how I did the leaves. And they look good if you do them small and large and kind of build up the layers. You can also just cut, if you want to cut some curvy shapes. You can be quite free with your design. And the more you add, the more interesting it becomes. And then, same thing, take your scissors and score a line around the middle. It kind of helps you shape it, and it'll fold where you've scored it, and you can kind of shape it. It's quite sculptural. And you've got this kind of shape going on. So I could add that on the side like this. And suddenly the whole shape of the mask is starting to change. Another technique is just piercing like this, and I love the way you get these shadows happening when you pierce it. I used the piercing, I used that here on the chin and a little bit on the cheeks as well. So when you're piercing, you just cut the shape out that you want. Let's move that over to one side. And then same thing, as we were doing before, and we were cutting out the eyes in the mask, pierce your scissors in carefully, and then cut a shape. So cut one side and then cut the other, and then fold it up. So it's in, cut one side, cut the other. And fold it up. Okay. Fold it up. Okay, so that's the piercing technique. So you can see there how you can like layer that onto and add that to your mask. That's in the middle. Then another technique is folding, concertina folding. You've probably all done a fan before, but it's fun if you fold different shapes. So I added like a crown here on my mask. That was concertina, and this bit on the lip. So I'll just show you how to do that. It has another piece. You can see how that goes. So concertina is when you fold. You start at the beginning of the paper and you fold it up, then you turn it over and you fold the other way, the same distance along. You keep going all the way along. And you're building up this concertina effect like this. So you keep going until you've got like long pieces like this. What I think is interesting is if you cut a shape first, or if you go diagonally across the square. So let's get another piece of paper. So if you have a square like this, and start, instead of going flat across like that, we're going to go across this way, corner to corner. So same thing, you fold one way and you'll start teeny tiny, fold the other way. Keep going and you'll see it's like making this really nice pattern. Keep going, over the end. And then you've got these really nice shapes. I also love the way it looks that way. So you could even have things sticking out like that, or you could put it on the cheek like that. You could have it coming off the nose like this. And it's got these lovely shadows happening in the folds. So that's another technique. Here's a little tiny one I made. That could go on the nose like that. You could also weave your paper to make things. You've probably done that before. So you could get different strips like this. And then you could weave your paper in and out and make some fun texture to go on your mask. You might need to glue it as you go along. Let's see where longer that would go on. So then I might put a little bit of glue there just to hold it, because it's going to fall apart otherwise. Stick a piece there just to hold it down. So I really hope you'll experiment with the different techniques I've shown you, and it'd be great if you can invent some of your own. You can even like take paper and you could screw it up or fold it in different ways and then add it on. You could really soften the paper down, fold it up and then open it out, and then look at the shape and add some of that on. You could experiment, so the weaving could go somewhere on there. You could think about some kind of folded circle, so you could pinch it in the middle and then fold this way and just fold it back and like pleat the paper. Is another interesting way of working with it. Just feel the paper and see which way it wants to go, and then experiment that way. So that's just experimenting, and I quite like the way it's kind of folding out like that. And then you could think, well, could I put this in the middle, and then that could go on the headpiece, okay? So it's really just building up these textures of white paper, and really thinking about big pieces with smaller bits of detail, and think about disguising the nose. The nose is going to be popping out, and I put more curls on top. You could even have some things hanging over the eyes. You can hardly see the person. Anyway, the main thing is have fun. I'd love to see some pictures of what you make. You could even be wearing your mask, and ask your parents to send me a picture. That would be really exciting. And have fun, and I'll see you in the next class. We're probably going to use that template again. I've got another idea that we can do with it. So yeah, okay, see you next time. Have fun making masks. Bye.